Self-realization is the courage to just live alive. Welcome back to my channel. It's Coach Hunt. I hope you guys are doing well. So, this video, we're going to talk about self-realization. Now, technically, it's the potential. It's living your life to your fullest potential. But I've been thinking about this. Can we actually live our lives to the fullest soul potential? It's definitely something that we can strive for and utilize our intuition and listen to God and move into those particular steps that we have, that God has given us, I should say. But I've been thinking, can I always fulfill everything and live with no regrets on the last day of my breath? And I was wondering, I said, well, God will always continue to give us desires. I believe. I believe our desires will always continue, but we may become to a point where we're in complete fulfillment in our lives. I won't know. I mean, I'm only 55. And so maybe when I'm 85 or 95 or 105, if I make it that long, will I say, I've done all the things that I wanted to do. I've seen all the things that I wanted to see. And I've done everything that you asked me to do, God. And I'm ready to live. And I'm ready to just move on to the next level of my soul journey. And I'm thinking some people maybe are blessed to know that they're here and they fulfilled every last drop of their life. They've dedicated their lives to fulfillment. So the self-realization for me now is realizing that I do have a purpose and you have a purpose. We all have a purpose and we have a soul purpose and we have our roles to play in this world, which are different from our purpose. And our roles, like, me being a parent or a child or a teacher or a coach, the different roles we play are all rolled up into one like a big burrito and to fulfill a purpose. But that purpose, that soul purpose, the core of why we chose to be here, why life gives us what we are attracting to a certain degree, is very, for me, it's interesting. And interesting is like the only word that I can say right now as I'm processing this information. Because, this morning when I did my morning pages and Spirit gave me self-realization, it allowed me to realize, what does that really mean for me? What does that look like for me in this area? Because earlier I was thinking about the aatheart Coaching Center, which is something that dropped in my spirit over, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago. Definitely 15 years ago. Maybe even possibly 20. I would have to definitely look in my journals and stuff like that. And as a coach, what I wanted that to look like, you know, I had all these dreams and I written it down, and I can literally still see, you know, the sign up and the rooms and other coaches coming in and teaching and doing workshops and having just a place for spiritual learning and growing that is available for the community at a rate that not just supports women, but also has the ability to support families and children and couples or whatever the other coaches that are underneath the aatheart Coaching Center. And, it was a brick and mortar. And I didn't think I wanted that anymore, but it's still in my soul. And I know it's not my responsibility to know the how. As long as it's in my soul, then it's something I need to do. It's something that is a part of my journey. Maybe it's online. Maybe it is a brick and mortar. I don't know. But the self realization that I know that I will not have that complete fulfillment if I don't do what, if I don't do that. If I don't have the At Heart Coaching Center, then I know I've missed the mark, so to speak. So, where are you in your life and where you feel like you've missed the mark, or that you realize that certain tools and dreams and visions that you have that you put on the back burner because you couldn't figure out the how, instead of allowing the steps to unfold one at a time? We always want to, as humans, especially me, I want to know not every step because that would be overwhelming, totally overwhelming. I don't want to know every step, but I want to know the next at least two steps so I can prepare myself. I think that's the type of person I've been in the past, and I'm learning to not be so rigid and be more flexible in my faith and allow myself to have the identifying the faith that all will work out. It's going to be well. I'm been living this long. Nothing has traumatically took me out, even though I felt at times a lot of things were traumatic and I wanted to be out. But now there's these pathways that are opening up, not just in the outside world, but in the inside of me that is flowing in directions that I never thought I would even go back to return to, or how it, like a kaleidoscope, how it just shift and change, but it's still the same. It just shifted just a little bit, maybe so I can get more clarity on it, um, and see it in a bigger scope. Me be more of the observer versus trying to narrow in and focus on something like threading a needle. Yeah, I'm definitely in that process. And so for you as a coach, if I'm coaching you and you're trying to figure out your self-realization of where life is, I want to ask you a couple of questions that you can ponder and maybe even journal about. So what part of your life is already self-realized? What are you completely and 100% satisfied that you know you've done all that you can do and you fulfilled a purpose? Let's start out with the victories. Next, I want you to think about or write about how can you be in alignment with a new purpose or destiny that you know your soul is calling you to help you achieve that self-realization. I'll say for me, I've self-realized that my spiritual journey is forever. I used to think that I only need to do one thing and then I was done. Coming from the Christian background, I'm saved, I already know Jesus. And then so you're done. A lot of people just are done, but that's religion. And so, hmm, what's coming up for me now is that I am spirit. And so, because I'm always evolving, my spirituality will always be evolving. Nothing will ever be set in stone, no matter what I'm doing, no matter if I'm scripting or looking at spiritual channels or movies or have crystals or affirmation cards or tarot cards or oracle cards or whatever, my Bible, the Quran, that's, all the stuff, all the things that you can do and see, being Reiki, all of those things that I've learned and got certificates about. embodiment and psychology and sociology. You will learn forever. And that's the thing. I think that's one of the best things about realizing who you are is that you will never know all things. And so you can always expand your mind as well as your soul as you understand what's going on in the world. Whatever your comprehension is and whatever you desire your truth to be, then that's where you will start running into those steps and moving forward. Because my truth is always going to be different from somebody else's truth. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what makes the planet wonderful and growing. So, where can you choose fulfillment rather than comfort? Where can you choose self realization over judgment for yourself for not doing something or not accomplishing something and just stepping back into a particular area of your life and not and picking it up out of love, not out of desperation. So I know that's a lot. This is gonna be a short video. I know I always say that, right? So subscribe, like, do all the things. Self-realization. I think for me, I will continue to grow and ponder on this particular concept. I mean, I know it's the process of, completing everything, but what is everything? I feel like it's such a bigger question for me that I can't answer. And I have to be truthful to myself to know that who has done this. I don't even think Jesus fulfilled his purpose, or maybe he did. I don't know. We all know. So self-realization is not about abandoning anything. It's just realizing that you are doing the best that you can every single day. Just like when you take a breath and exhale, life will continue to be life. And you know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to move and dance and breathe and grow and evolve the way that you feel that spirit, divine love, God is directing you to. Stay in love with yourself, stay open to growth, be compassionate about the things and the people around you, and whatever you do, don't judge the journey. Don't judge the journey. Don't judge the journey. And when you do reach your destination, just dance in celebration of who you are and being self realized in that moment. Because I guarantee you, there's another level after that. I love you guys so much. This is Coach Hunt. I have your greatest interests at heart. And just know there is a free masterclass here on YouTube regarding the discovery letter. And go ahead and check that out if you're interested in more ways to develop who you are so you can live the best life ever. All right. I love you so much. Bye.